The first time he rammed the fence, we thought it was a mistake. We heard a crash, the dog started barking, and Mom ran outside expecting to see a drunk driver who'd lost control on the dirt road. Instead, it was a man wearing a baseball cap printed with the words HOA Enforcement leaning out the window of his pickup truck. "This fence is illegal," he shouted, like he owned the land. "Your property has obstructed access." Dad stepped forward, calm but confused. "Sir, this is a private ranch. We're not even part of an HOA. The man snarled. "Everybody within 3 miles is under association authority. Your fence violates easement laws." That was complete nonsense. But before Dad could speak again, the guy threw a fake violation notice out the window and drove off like he'd just delivered a court summons. We should have called the sheriff right then, but we thought it would blow over. It didn't. The next morning, 7:10 a.m. sharp. Bang! The entire house shook. Dad sprinted outside. The same truck sat halfway lodged into the fence, dust cloud rising around it. The fake officer climbed out, slapping the hood and yelling like this was some kind of official demolition. "You were warned," he screamed. "Access will be cleared." Dad stood speechless. Grandpa didn't. Grandpa had fought in Vietnam and worked 40 years as a diesel mechanic. He didn't get shaken. He got irritated. "You hit my fence again," Grandpa said, voice low and calm, "and you'll regret it." The guy jabbed a finger at Grandpa. "Touch me, and you'll be arrested by HOA authority." Grandpa blinked slowly. "Son, you don't have authority over breakfast cereal." The fake officer backed up, spat on the ground dramatically, then drove off like he just delivered a court summons. We should have called the sheriff right then, but we thought it would blow over. It didn't. The next morning, 7:10 a.m. sharp. Bang! The entire house shook. Dad sprinted outside. The same truck sat halfway lodged into the fence, dust cloud rising around it. The fake officer climbed out, slapping the hood and yelling like this was some kind of official demolition. "You were warned," he screamed. "Access will be cleared." Dad stood speechless. Grandpa didn't. Grandpa had fought in Vietnam and worked 40 years as a diesel mechanic. He didn't get shaken. He got irritated. "You hit my fence again," Grandpa said, voice low and calm, "and you'll regret it." The guy jabbed a finger at Grandpa. "Touch me, and you'll be arrested by HOA authority." Grandpa blinked slowly. "Son, you don't have authority over breakfast cereal." The fake officer backed up, spat on the ground dramatically, then drove off, leaving a cracked post and deep tire tracks behind. Dad wanted to report it. Grandpa had a different plan. That night, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Grandpa rolled his welding rig out of the barn. Sparks lit the darkness as he cut metal beams, measured them, sank them deep into the fence lines, welded crossbars, and bolted fresh boards over the front to hide the reinforcements. By dawn, the fence looked normal, but it was stronger than the guardrails on the county highway. I watched silently as Grandpa wiped his forehead and said, "That man wants to hit it again? Let him." We didn't have to wait long. At 2:13 p.m. sharp, the rumble of a truck engine echoed across the field like approaching thunder. We stepped out onto the porch. The fake cop wasn't just arriving, he was accelerating. He gunned the engine, dust flying, tires screaming, heading straight for the fence. Grandpa didn't move. The truck hit with a metallic kerrang! The entire front end folded like paper. The bumper crumpled into the radiator, the hood popped up, airbags exploded inside the cab, and the man inside let out a shocked yell as he bounced against the seatbelt. The fence didn't move an inch. For a long moment there was silence, except for steam hissing from the ruined engine. Grandpa walked forward at the same pace he took when going to feed the cattle, leaned in through the shattered window and said, "Looks like you rammed the wrong fence." The man was furious, red-faced, foaming at the mouth. "You sabotaged me. You're going to jail." Grandpa folded his arms. "For reinforcing my own fence on my own land? I'd love to hear you explain that to a judge." The fake cop staggered out of the truck, limping and shouting threats. Neighbors were already gathering at the edge of the property line, cell phones recording. Everyone had seen him ram the fence twice before. No one felt sorry for him. That's when the real sheriff's truck rolled up. Deputy Rhodes stepped out, took one look at the truck, then at the destroyed gate, then at Grandpa. What happened here? Grandpa motioned at the steaming engine. He drove into my fence again. The fake cop jumped in. He booby-trapped it. This fence is illegal. The deputy narrowed his eyes. You rammed a fence with your truck as an enforcement tactic? I am HOA authority, the man yelled. Deputy Rhodes sighed like a man who had dealt with stupidity before lunch. Sir, there is no HOA in this county. The man froze. The deputy asked the next question slowly. And just where did you get that badge? The fake cop's face drained of color. Rhodes reached inside the cab, pulled out a clipboard and thick stack of fake violation notices, complete with fine amounts, threats of property seizure, and lines for homeowners to hand over payment. Rhodes exhaled through his teeth. Sir, this isn't authority. This is fraud, extortion, reckless endangerment, impersonation, and property destruction. The cuffs came out. The fake officer began screaming as Rhodes walked him toward the patrol truck. You can't do this. I'm in charge here. I have rights. You hear me? Rights. Grandpa leaned over and said calmly, You had the right to use the road. The fence? Not so much. Neighbors applauded as the door slammed and the patrol truck rolled away. The deputy stayed behind to finish the report. Legally speaking, you didn't set a trap. You just built a stronger fence. That's well within your rights. Grandpa nodded, not smug, just satisfied. When the news spread, residents from all over the county came forward with stories. The man had been driving subdivision to subdivision, intimidating homeowners with fines and threats. And shockingly, dozens had paid him. He had pocketed thousands. It took a night in jail, a court date, and a stack of charges to shut his scheme down permanently. But around here, he's remembered for one thing. He fought a fence, and the fence won.
I am Liam, and trust me, the next HOA story is even worse. Subscribe now.